Hello and welcome to Tales from the Nerd. I'm your host, Random Nerd / Kevin, and this is the weekly podcast where I talk about comics. I haven't talked much about the news. It's just if I do the news, it's just becomes an hour podcast, and comics already take up most of the time. So for a while, for now, I will do comics, and then I might do news segments. So I might just talk about what happened, stuff in D23, the stuff that was just announced this week. It's a Let's say the stuff they announced on D23, my God, especially the Mandalorian show. Oh. But besides the point, we're going to talk about the books that are coming out this Wednesday, August 28th. Now, this month is heavy. Marvel has 28 books. DC has 15 books. I'm picking about 30 books this week. But we're going to move on to the first book, which is Absolute Carnage #2, which is written by the great Donny Cates, art by Ryan Stegman, and the price of this book is, if I believe, is $4.99. It's an event book, so I think it's only 4 issues as well, so you get a good amount of story as well. But this is the description of the story. This is the description of the book. After the terrifying conclusion of Absolute Carnage #1, a new player is on the board, and it's not who you expect. Barely able to escape with their lives, Spider-Man and Venom have no choice but to drag a slew of other heroes into Carnage's crosshair. Worse yet, Carnage's rampage through New York City claims an unexpected piece of collateral damage, and there's nothing Venom and anyone can do to stop it. Oh, I haven't read Absolute Carnage yet. I think it's right here. Absolute Carnage is right here. I'm barely catching up on my books. This Sunday I read 2 stacks, 2 weeks worth of books. But hopefully by like 2 weeks from now I'm caught up. But yeah. So far, again, what I'm hearing from this story, it's really good. Pick up Absolute Carnage 1 and 2 while you're at the comic book shop this Wednesday. We're going to move on to the next book, which is a tie-in to the Absolute Carnage event, which is Absolute Carnage Lethal Protectors issue 1. The writer is Frank Thierry and art by Albert Jimenez Albuquerque. And the price point is $3.99. This is a description of the story. The cult of Carnage comes to New York City. When he was last seen, John Jameson was being recovered from the scene of a massacre in Doverton, Colorado by Missy Knight. Since then, they've both been MIA. So how then and are they the only 2 people poisoned to prevent chaos as the mysterious foe of Spider-Man's is resurrected in the basement of Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane? Because the description went question and exclamation. From the cover alone, it looks like we get Iron Fist, we get Morbius, we get Cloak and Dagger. So I don't mind if you bring Iron Fist. I'm down. Don't know much. I never heard the writer before, so I guess this is my first book with him. But I've seen Alberto Jimenez Albuquerque's art before, so either way, I'm pretty excited. And also, Donny Cates I think has been working on this story for a while. It's just tie-in. I'm getting tie-ins because I'm stupid on getting tie-ins, but that is just me. But we are gonna move on to the next book, which is Action Comics 1014, written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Simon Kurdansky. The price point is $3.99. This is the description of the book. Lex Luthor comes home to Metropolis in this Year of the Villain tie-in issue. What does he have up his sleeve? Some very interesting offers for the woman behind the city's invisible mafia. Offers that no one could refuse. Plus, what is the secret of the Red Cloud? Ask Lex. He knows. He knows. Don't miss this huge chapter in both Year of the Villain and Event Leviathan. So this is... Whoa. Here's my question, BMB. What... Are you stretching this Event Leviathan thing? You had the precursor to Leviathan. Event Leviathan, my bad. And then the main book, and then this tie-in. Dude, you're killing me here with the Event Leviathan stuff. I read Event Leviathan #2, which it was okay. It was okay. I mean, I gave me more, but Action Comics is pretty decent right now. Superman is actually getting better now as well, so I have hope for both titles right now. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Amazing Spider-Man, or The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 28, written by Nick Spencer and art by Kev Walker, and the price is $3.99, and I think the other book was also $3.99, which I didn't mention, but this is the description of the book. Rule of thumb: don't take off Wilson Fisk, aka Mayor of New York City, aka former Mayor? Kingpin, former Kingpin of crime. Sadly, Fred Myers, aka Boomerang, was never good with rules. Spider-Man is caught in the way of, is caught in the middle of this mess, and the thing that must also come with great power won't let him just walk away. I think this is part 2 of a storyline right now, so I think you should be able to jump on. So far the books I talked about, which I'm pulling up right here, Action Comics, that's hard to jump on right now because it's dealing with Leviathan, so I wouldn't pick up that right now. Oh, I forgot one book. Oh, I thought I grabbed everything. Okay, but sorry, I forgot one other Carnage book. But yeah, Spider-Man, it's always a good pick, and I think it's part 3 of a storyline right now, or part 4. I think it's part 4, so if you want to pick up 27, 26, and 25. 25 you really don't need to pick up. It's really issue 26, 27, 28 that you really want to pick up, but I always highly recommended Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man, by the way. But the book I forgot to talk about, which is Absolute Carnage, Miles Morales #1, written by Saladin Ahmed and art by Federico Vincentini. Now, Saladin Ahmed is currently writing the Magnificent Miss Marvel, if I remember, and he's also writing the Miles Morales book. So he's doing this. He's doing this part of the Carnage. The book is $3.99. This is the description. Target: Scorpion. It's business as usual for Miles Morales as he finds himself squaring off with Mac Gargan, aka the Scorpion. But as Cult of Carnage's bloodthirsty acolytes swarms New York, Miles will learn the hard way that Scorpion has a history with Venom and the other symbiotes of the Marvel Universe. If he can survive this issue, that is. So, I don't think I missed anything else. Avengers. Sorry, I'm getting the books right now. Make sure I grabbed all the books right now as well. Yeah, because it's a heavy week. It's a heavy week for books. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Avengers #23, written by Jason Aaron and art by Stefano Caselli. The price is $3.99. This is the description of the book. Avengers Mountain possessed as challenge of the cosmic Ghost Riders continue. It's Ghost Rider versus Ghost Rider in a wild race through hell, while the Avengers have to fight for their lives against their own celestial headquarters, which is now possessed by a rather shocking, rather murderous, hell-damned soul. So, I think during War of the Realms, it was teased that the Avengers Mountain was sentient, or like it was alive, but in this part 2 of the story, I think. Yeah, this is part 2, so if you want to read Avengers for, it's part 2 of the storyline with Ghost Rider. So you want to pick up issue 22 and 23 once you go to the comic shop. Let me say, Jason Aaron's been writing Avengers pretty good, so that's my stamp of approval. And I'm getting all the books ready. Hoi, hoi, hoi. But we're going to move on to the next book, which is Batman / Superman issue 1. The writer is Joshua Williams. The artist is David Marquez. And the colorist is Sakti Uwono and Arif Prianto. This, oh, and the price is also $3.99. This is a description of the book. Up in the sky, in the dark of the night, trust no one, for the Secret Six walks among us, spinning out the devastating events of the Batman Who Laughs, which I'm not done yet. Superman and Batman are together once more in an all-new monthly series, and they're facing a terrifying new threat that could strike from anywhere. The Dark Knight and the Man of Steel must journey into the depths of Gotham City to learn which of their fellow heroes have been transformed into this horrifying horsemen of their most dangerous and deranged foe ever. Our heroes will need to fight to survive, but even more dangerous questions lurk in the shadow. Can Superman and Batman trust each other? Now, this was teased back a while. Well, this book was announced a while back, and everyone was like, yes. With Joshua Williams writing the book, let me say this, he writes a fantastic Flash book. So he's done Flash fantastic, so I trust his writing style. And hopefully with this, we get more stuff with the Batman Who Laughs, and we get more twisted versions of heroes. Because remember, like in the description said, 6 heroes have turned. Which 6 have turned? But I really can't wait for this. And if you need to pick up this book, this is my recommendation. Pick up this book. I am picking it up. I'm excited for that book. But we're going to move on to the next book, which is another Bat-related title, which is Batman Beyond number 35. Written by Dan Jurgens and art by Rick Leonardi and Andy Parks. Lost Days continues. Move over, Robin. Batman has a new partner, and it's the Split. Bruce Wayne and Barbara Gordon join forces to try and stop this madness, but the original Batman may have to call in an old friend to save the day. His young protege this time around. Basically, I think this is part 5 of the storyline right now. Yeah, this is part 5, so we're still... if you needed to pick up this book, you needed to pick it up, like, a while back. You needed to pick up right at issue 31. Yeah, 31, and continue up to 35. So, if you want to read that far, I would say wait another month, and then a new storyline will come. But Batman Beyond is good, but... if you're trying to pick up a new storyline, you're trying to say, oh, I want to jump on Batman right now, kind of hard because it's in the middle of the storyline. But I like Batman Beyond, but I don't recommend you grabbing the book at the moment. But we're going to move on to the next book, which is Batman Curse of the White Knight, number 2, written by Sean Murphy, art by Sean Murphy. The price is $4.99, and this is a description of the book. The Joker's plan is in full swing, and with a single devastating secret and his puppet strings controlling the elites, the Clown Prince and his new recruit Azrael are ready to eliminate Batman and obliterate the Wayne family's legacy. With Gotham's identity and institutions hanging in the balance, Gordon makes a surprising public announcement, but the Joker's response will send the Bat family and the GTO spiraling. Now, Batman Curse of the White Knight, it is probably one of the best Batman books out there at the moment. It's up there with the Batman Last Night on Earth, also with Batman Beyond. Tom King's Batman, I don't know. I like it, but it's not something I really look forward to every time it comes out. I mean, I give the guy credit where credit's due. He's done a good Vision book. But in my opinion, his Batman's not exciting anymore. It's not. I'm not excited for it. But this City Bane stuff is really what's getting me excited. So I really can't wait till I catch up. I just read issue 49, which nice twist, I guess. But that's every Tom King book so far, a twist. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is also Batman White Knight, Curse of the White Knight. Pick it up. Pick up issue 1. It is great. But moving on. Black Panther number 15, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates and art by Daniel Acuna. The price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. The intergalactic empire of Wakanda, the Black Panther, returns to Earth. T'Challa secures a legendary victory against Najadaka and his intergalactic empire. At last, the king can return to his throne and the loved ones he left behind. But even more, T'Challa isn't free from the empire's long shadow. I think this is part 3. 2,000 seasons, intergalactic empire will come. 2,000 seasons. I'm thinking this is part 1. I really don't know, but again, you could jump on this book. I believe. Once I get the book, once I catch up, I'll know. But Black Panther's okay. It's pretty good. It's moving along where he's done his space battle. He's come back to Earth, so I'm really excited for him coming back to Earth. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Captain America number 13, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Yes, he does both books. And let me just say this: I like his Captain America a little bit better, but his Black Panther is still pretty good. But the art is by Jason Masters, and the price is $3.99. This is a description of the book. The legend of Steve begins. On the run from the law, pursued by a dog, Nick Fury, Steve and the Daughters of Liberty began to take fight to the power elite and their insidious minions. First up, it's a trip to the border with the White Tiger to uncover the secrets behind the group known as Them. Basically, this is a part 1 of a new storyline. So if you want to jump on Cap right now, this is your jumping on. I give you a soft idea of where to jump on, but Captain America has been really good. So if you want to jump on Cap right now, this is it. If you really want to know what happened to Cap, short summary: he was framed, he went to jail, he escaped. He's no longer Captain America. He is Steve Rogers. Boom. But the other, if you want to read Cap. It's pretty good, and the art is always on point. Now we're gonna move on to Detective Comics issue 1010, written by Peter J. Tomasi and art by Christian Deuce. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. In part 2 of Take Your Shot, Batman confronts Deadshot, only to learn he's come to Gotham City to enlist the skills of the world's greatest detective. Can the two of them work together, or will their opposing ideologies get the best of them? Detective Comics, it's always been good. It's been good ever since Peter J. Tomasi has taken over. It's up there with, what's his name? I always forget his name. I think he had, James Tynion IV. Yeah. After James Tynion IV left, it kind of felt weird that Brian, the guy who's writing Batman and the Outsiders, that was okay, but you really miss. I really did miss the idea of Batman and doing his own thing, even though that's his thing in Batman. But he's doing it in Detective. He's being Batman right now. He doesn't have a team right now. So yeah, Detective Comics Part 2. Your jumping on point is 10. I forgot. What 1009 is your jumping on point, basically. 1010 is your part 2 of the storyline. So yeah. I think, yeah, okay. Okay, now we're moving on to Doctor Strange number 18, written by Mark Waid and art by Jesus Zaiz. Steve and the price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Stephen Strange is back on Earth after his multiversal odyssey with Galactus and Clea, but is the multiverse done with Doctor Strange? A truly terrifying villain is working their way into the Marvel universe. Marvel U via a small house in Kansas. In this issue will have people talking for years. I'm guessing the last issue was the final for the Galactus, Herald Galactus storyline. So there's only 3 more issues of Doctor Strange because the book got canceled. Who knows? We might get another book of Doctor Strange in probably because the movie's coming out as well. They announced the movie, so there will probably have a Doctor Strange book around that time. But the first storyline was interesting. It grabbed me, but then it's slowly going down, in my opinion. It went down in quality, and also like the switches of art. It's like, oh, this fantastic art, and like, I mean, art is subjective, but like when I get like a piece, like it feels so realistic, and then it goes to so cartoony. I'm like, I like the other stuff better, but I get it. Marvel always switches up the artist, but Joe Bennett on Immortal Hulk has always stayed on. So, unfortunately, there's no Immortal Hulk. Well, there is, but not really. You'll see why. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Flash 77, written by Joshua Williams and art by Rafa Sandoval and Jordi Tarragona. And the price point is $3.99. This is the description of the book. Death of the Speed Force continues. The Speed Force is collapsing, and its instructor is here to save the day. The Strength, Sage, and Still Forces have placed a dangerous strain on the force that empowers the DC Universe's super speedsters. And the Flash is about to face the impossible choice of saving his friends' lives or losing his powers forever. Now, so this is part 2 of the storyline, so you really want to pick up 76 and pick up 77. So far, Joshua Williamson is tackling big stuff for Flash right now, especially Death of the Speed Force. All of that's going to have big ramifications for future storylines. I'm really excited for Flash, so pick that up as well if you want. But we're going to move on to the next book, which is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue 11, written by Tom Taylor and art by... No, that's cover artist. Who's doing the art? Cabal. Oh, it doesn't even tell me who's doing the art. Okay. Odd. It just tells me who's doing the cover artist. But unfortunately, it doesn't tell me who the artist is. I apologize. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. We haven't seen Mary Jane Watson since issue 1, but that's about to change with this all MJ issue. MJ saves Spidey, helps Aunt May, and basically saves the day. Face it, readers, you just hit the jackpot. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, in my opinion, is okay. Out of all the Spider titles, this is probably one of the weakest ones, in my opinion. It's up there with Symbiote Spider-Man Symbiote. I'm talking about like the Peter Parker stuff, not like the Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider. I don't count those. I count those as their own characters. But like out of all the Spider-Man books with Peter Parker, this is the weakest one in my opinion. That's including the game one, Marvel's Spider-Man, City at War, which I thought was gonna be a better book, but no. The art is pretty good at some points, though. I give it praise. I mean, it's pretty good. But we'll see. Now we're gonna move on to the next book, which is House of X, number 3, written by Jonathan Hickman, art by Pepe Larraz. And this is a description. Oh, well, the price is $4.99. And let me say this. I'm not caught up with House of X or Powers of X. But again, I'm hearing fantastic stuff from like almost everybody. So House of X and Powers of X is a must if you're trying to jump on X-Men. But this is the description of the book. Learn the truth about one of the X-Men's closest allies, and then begin the fight for the future of mutant kind. Superstar writer Jonathan Hickman continues reshaping the X-Men's world with Marvel Young Gun artist Pepe Larraz. Again, they've been doing good. I trust these guys, especially Jonathan Hickman. He's always on top of his game. So I have no trouble with Jonathan Hickman. Whatever he writes, I'll read. So again, House of X. Is it House of X? Did I just mess up? No, it's House of X. It's House of X. Yeah, House of X. It's always a good pickup in my opinion. Sorry, I'm getting all the books right. Again, it's a very heavy month. It's a very heavy week of books, and I think that should be all. Wow, yeah, I'm grabbing 30 books, which is like about half of what they put out. More than half, actually. But we're going to go to The Immortal Hulk Director's Cut number 2, written by Al Ewing and art by Joe Bennett. This is, the price is $4.99, and this is the description of the book. The horror has a name, and now it is unleashed in full graphic detail. You never notice the man. He doesn't like to be noticed. He's quiet, calm, never complains. If someone were to walk up and shoot him in the head, all he'll do is die. Until night falls and someone else gets up. The man's name is Banner. The horror is the Immortal Hulk, and trouble has a way of finding them both. As reporter Jackie McGee tries to put together pieces, Banner threads a lonely path from town to town, unearthing murder, mystery, tragedy as he goes. And what Banner discovers, the Hulk smashes. The critically acclaimed reinvention of one of Marvel's biggest icons is represented in director's cut form, complete with Joe Bennett's savage pencils and incredible bonus features. Now, I took a peek of the Immortal Hulk director's cut. It's basically you'll get the Immortal Hulk book, but then at the end of it, you get all like all Joe Bennett's pencils, which, oh my god, yes. It is pricey, but let me say this. If you love Immortal Hulk and you really want to, like, if you love art, you might want to pick this, but I'm picking it up because I love Immortal Hulk and also Joe Bennett's pencils. Oh. But, yeah, we're going to move on to the next book. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books still to talk about. We're going to move on to the next book, which is Justice League number 30, written by Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV, art by Jorge Jimenez, or George Jimenez, as I like to say. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Justice... Oh, I said that too loud. The Justice Doom War starts here. The Lex Luthor the League has known and fought is no more, replaced by an apex predator version of Lex, powered by Perpetual, with the goal of bringing tragedy to the DC universe. Now that Lex has powered up villains across the cosmos, he marshals his own troops, sparking a war between the Legion of Doom and the Justice League that will span space, time, and the multiverse itself. This is the start of the next big Justice League event, and with consequences affecting DC's Year of the Villain and beyond. Basically, if you want to jump on Justice League right now, this is jumping on. Basically, we're going to get big ramifications. It's a Justice League of Doom versus the Justice League. It's a Legion of Doom versus the Justice League. And also, remember, like I've been telling you in the description of the book, Lex has gone to villains and presented them with a gift. Now, we might know what the gift is in this issue, or we don't know. But I'm really excited, especially we're getting Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV writing this book. This book is going to be heavy with a capital H. But pick up right now. This is we're going to move on to the next book, which is Justice League Dark number 14. Written by James Tynion IV and art by Raul Fernandez and Alvaro Martinez. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. The rules of magic have changed forever, and the Justice League Dark is ready to keep the peace in the magic world. But the peace that will be shattered as Circe takes center stage, gathering a team of magic's most dangerous monsters to take control of magic once and for all. Justice League Dark has been really good. I think it's only had like 1 week issue. 1 or 2 week issues, in my opinion. But none to say, Justice League Dark is a fantastic book, and I think this is a really good jumping on point because it just... it just finished storyline. So if you want to jump on right now, Justice League Dark, this is your jumping on point. Plus, Justice League Dark has always been good. Again, there's only been like 2, in my opinion, 2 week issues. But we're going to move on, which is the next book. Martian Manhunter #8, written by Steve Orlando and art by Riley Rossmo. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Diane Mead has fully investigated John Jones, but in order for the two of them to be ready to stand against Charn's greatest threat, she must forgive him and reveal the story of the true John Jones. Charn's Martian experiments continue and change the life of Ashley Adams and human civilization forever. Now, this is a different take of Martian Manhunter. When you see him in the cartoons or in the animated movies, he's always, he's always kept balance in himself. And this one, it's revealed it's a different take of Martian Manhunter. Or yeah, it's really a different take of Martian Manhunter. He was a dirty cop in Mars, and that's it. It's just, it's a different take of Martian Manhunter. He was a dirty cop in Mars, and he paid the price for it in Mars. And living on John Jones is his life, and trying to repent. But I like it. It's a 12-issue maxi, so I really don't recommend it because you have to read from the beginning to catch up. But if you really want to read Martian Manhunter, wait for the trade. But I like it. We're going to move on to the next book, which is, It's going to be a mouthful. Holy crap. Okay. Marvel Comics 1000. The price is $10. Yeah, Marvel has hit 1,000, but not really. Here's the thing. There's about 80 create. Okay. A lot of people writing in this book. Al Ewing, Gail Simone, Jonathan Hickman, Kieron Gillen, Jason Aaron, Dan Slott, Jeff Loeb, Mark Waid, Peter David, Roy Thomas, Tom Taylor, Greg Pak, Charles Soule, Tom DeFalco, Alan Heinberg, Kurt Busiek, J. Michael Straczynski, Joe Hill, Ed Brisson, Jim Zub, Ryan North, Kelly Sue DeConnick, Brad Meltzer, Gary Dugan, Donnie Cates, Matthew Rosenberg, Jeremy Whitley, Glenn David Gold, Teenie Howard, David F. Walker, Kelly Thompson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Raymond Obstifield, Saladin Ahmed, Rainbow Rowell, Eve L. Ewing, Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, Adam F. Goldberg, James Monroe Iglehart, Taboo, Toby Whitehouse, Patrick Gleason, Jeff Lemire, Jason Latour, Walt Simpson, Chip Zdarsky, Alex Ross, and now Patrick Gleason, Jeff Lemire. Well, now we're going to move on to the other artists, which is Patrick Gleason, Jeff Lemire, Jason Latour, Walt Simpson, Simonson, Chip Zdarsky, Alex Ross, Mike DeAtto, Dustin Weaver, Steve McNiven, Adam Kubert, Alan Davis, Rod Reese, Tim Sale, John Casady, Carlos Pacheco, David Lopez, Marcos Martin, Javier Rodriguez, Kafu, Ron Garney, Nick Bradshaw, Jesus Zaiz, Daniel Acuna, Chris Samin, Lenny Francis Yu, Cameron Stewart, Jim Chung, David Baldeon, Chris Weston, Chris Anka, Takeshi Miyazawa, Pepe Larraz, Christian Ward, Chris Monahan, Ron Friends, Gorgon Parlov, Doug Brightwhite, James Herron, Steve Rude, Corey Smith, Kaya Semia, J.J. Kirby, Jeff Shaw, George Fornes, Irene Coe, Leonardo Romero, Oscar Martin, Juan Cabal, Adam Riches, Joshua Casera, Mattia Lelouis, Jeffrey Verge, and George Perez, Ed McGuinness, Michael Allred, Totino Tedesco, Jen Parnell, and Edgar Delgado. Holy crap, this has a lot of people in it. But this is the description of the book. The greatest talent ever assembled for one story. This big one. In celebration of Marvel's 80th anniversary, we have gathered together the greatest array of talent ever to be assembled between the covers of a single book. Names of past from the present and the future. Every page is filled with all new work from the cavalcade of comic luminaries. This is a mystery that threads throughout the Marvel Universe, one that has its origins in Marvel Comics #1, and which unites a desperate array of heroes and villains throughout the decades. What is your eternity mask? Who is responsible for the conspiracy to keep it hidden? And what new player will make their startling doubt as these secrets are peeled away? Featuring the entirety of the Marvel Universe characters, rated T, perfect bound format. Holy crap. Yeah, so you got about 80 people working on this book. Holy crap. Is this it? Is this the only one? It looks like it's a series. I hope not. Oh, okay. It looks like it's just gonna be a part 2. It's just gonna be 2 parts. But I'm really excited for Marvel Comics 1000 because holy crap, it has so much talent. It has literally everyone I can think of that's writing comics for Marvel right now, except I think Dennis Holium. They've got probably like as many people as they could for this book. They didn't get everyone, but they got a decent amount of people. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Marvel's SpiderMan Velocity. Writer is Dennis Holium, artist by Emilio Laiso, and the price is $3.99. And this is the description of the book. The first all-original story set in the game verse starts here. Dennis Hopeless Holium continues the saga of the spectacular Spider-Man and with an all-new story set in the game verse. How and why did Peter Parker build an armored velocity suit seen in the Marvel's Spider-Man video game? Find out here. After the events of City of War, Spider-Man continues to balance his colliding world as he attempts to protect New York City against supervillains like Swarm, while reporter Mary Jane Watson delves deep into an investigation with legendary Daily Bugle journalist Ben Urich. Learn the never before told backstory behind the popular Velocity suit as unexplainable occurrences bedevil the city and our hero comes face to face with a poltergeist. Basically, it just gives you an origin of the Velocity suit. It looks good, of the game Velocity suit, not the comic Velocity suit. So we might get a story of Peter Parker's past. It might go to his past because it has to. Because he apparently already built the suit, or he's building the suit after the game. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll pick it up. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'll probably read issue 1 and then decide myself if I want to keep on reading. Not like City at War, which I kept reading because I'm a collectionist at heart. But next book, She-Hulk, Annual #1, written by Alexandra Petri and art by Andy McDonald. And Velocity was, I think, $3.99 as well. Yeah. This book is $3.99 as... Oh, no, it's $4.99. This is the description of the book. Acts of Evil. Bullseye being hired for an assassination. Just another Tuesday. But when he decides to pin it on She-Hulk, bad idea. Strap in as everyone's favorite lawyer slash Hulk, Jennifer Walters, takes on the mad marksman in a classic case of character defamation with a heaping helping of smash. Plus robots? Why? Plus robots. Why? Well, you just have to wait and see. This is a Acts of Evil, so I really don't know what Acts of Evil is. I haven't read the Venom one. But doing it with like certain characters. And here's the thing, I don't know when this story is going to take place because it looks like it's classic She-Hulk. And then if you're reading Avengers right now, classic She-Hulk is not there anymore, so we'll see. But She-Hulk and Bullseye, I'm excited. Also, it's a She-Hulk book, so she's got her show on D23, so on the streaming service, so I'm really excited. But we got 3, 6, 7 more books, and we're done. And see, this is why I said let me just do it. That's why I said this podcast will be just comics, because Jesus Christ, this week has been heavy. But we're gonna move on to the next book, Spider-Man Life Story number 6, written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Mark Bagley. The price point is $4.99, and this is the description of the book. The real-time life story of Spider-Man concludes. This is the year of 2019, and the 72-year-old web slinger is about to embark on his final adventure. Will the end of Spider-Man's life story mean the end of his life? Let me just say this. What Chip Zdarsky has done and what Mark Bagley has done with this book, oh my god, it's been so good. Basically, what Spider-Man Life Story is each book took in a decade. So it took a decade of Spider-Man's life. We had one with Clone Conspiracy. We had one with the death of Goblin. We had, what else? With Venom, the Kraven's Last Hunt. Oh my god. Let me say this. If Chip Zdarsky wants to revisit Spider-Man in Spider-Man Life Story, but make it like 6 issues, I would have got that book. But I'm really sad the book is ending, but I'm really happy because Chip Zdarsky said, I'm doing the 6-issue story about Spider-Man's life in history. I'm gonna have a beginning, and I'm like, yes, this is so good. Also, what Chip Zdarsky has done with Spider-Man, oh my god, he cannot do wrong with Spider-Man, in my opinion. Nick Spencer and him, my Spider-Man guys, they're my Spider-Man people. But we're gonna move on to the next book, which is weird because this book, I'll explain in a bit. Superman issue 14, written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Ivan Reis, art by Joe Padro and Auclair Albert. This is the description of the book. Lex Luthor is back in Metropolis, and he's ready to wreak havoc. First stop, the most dangerous woman in the DC Universe, Lois Lane. Alone with her family a galaxy away, will Lois be tempted by Apex Lex's offer? What does Lex have that this reporter can't turn away from? Don't miss this shocking new twist in the Superman mythos. Now, I did talk about this, I think, 2 weeks ago. Now, the thing about this book is, it already had its cover, but it doesn't reflect the story anymore. So they called every comic book shop, and I think I did say it in the podcast. They told the comic book shops to destroy it, and I'm guessing no reasonable comic shop is going to destroy it. And we got a new cover for Superman 14. But here's the thing. DC, you messed up your own book. How? You go through these probably months in advance. Probably 3 months in advance. You're telling me the week the book, because most likely the books get delivered on Sunday to be prepared for, or Saturday, to be prepared for Wednesday stuff. Let me say this. How do you mess up that bad and mess up your own cover where you say to people, oh, the cover doesn't reflect the story? Now this cover is selling for like $20 to $30. Probably more. I don't know, because I'm not looking up the price. I got my book, because I forgot to pull in my pull list, and I paid regular price, which I'm happy, but then, I would have paid full price, because it's business. But I'm happy my local, well, not my local comic shop, but my comic shop I go to gave me the book. I don't know, man. I haven't read it, so I gotta read it. I get two Superman books. I don't get it for free, but I get 2 covers of Superman. One that had a limited print. One that has probably a long. Everyone has that book, so no one's gonna pick up Superman 14. I'm sorry, but it's an ending of a storyline or beginning. I don't know. I just find that funny. But yeah. Moving on to the next book, which is The Terrifics number 19, written by Jing Lane Yang. Oh, Superman is $3.99. Most of these books are $3.99. But yeah, Trucks issue 19, written by Jin Liu Yang and art by Max Rainer, and the price is $3.99. And this is a description of the book. Somewhere in a twisted, distant corner of the multiverse, up is down, back is front. A smile is a frown, and Bizarro is king. But Light is the head that wears the crown, and Lex Luthor's offer of time manipulation has given our villain a new purpose. Turn back the clock, creation. To win, Bizarro must enlist the help of the only team that he could tackle tasks such as this, the Terribles. I think this is a new storyline. Because issue 18, I think I read issue 18, or I think it ended the storyline. But the traffic has been good. The original writer is not doing it, so what Jin Liu Yang has done has been pretty good. Yeah, issue 18 was the last of the storyline, last of its storyline, and this is a new storyline. But this was hinted in the issue 18, so we'll see. But Terrifics, I guess it's a good jumping on point. I don't know. Yeah, it probably is. It most likely is, because the other story just ended. So if you want to pick up Terrifics, pick it up there. If not, pick up the first trade and then read from then on. We got the next book, which is Thanos No. 5, written by Tini Howard and art by Ariel Olivetti. And the price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Mutiny aboard the Zero Sanctuary. As Butcher Squadron launches a rebellion against the Mad Titan, will Thanos be able to quell their revolt? Or will he be able to turn their space station into a bloodbath in order to hold on to power? I think I read issue 3. I like what they do. It's not really a Thanos book, in my opinion. It's more of a Gamora book. Yeah, it's mostly a Gamora book. It's really not a Thanos book. I mean, Thanos is there. He has a presence, but it's mostly a Gamora book, in my opinion. Because Gamora has a more front in that, and Gamora's telling the story from her point of view. Not Thanos's, because you read issue 1, Gamora's on a ship, and she tells me, this is my origin. But, yeah. This is a bit sad. But, as all good things must come to an end, I have to say this. Thor No. 16, written by Jason Aaron, art by Michael Del Mundo. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. All new world for the God of Thunder. Thor has disappeared. That's all we can say without spoiling the epic, Midgard-shattering conclusion of War of the Realms. But trust us, you don't want to miss this issue, which is the kickoff of Jason Aaron's final Thor story. It looks like it's the final Thor book for Jason Aaron. Because it's not showing the next issue, or they're holding on to the next issue. But if you read War of the Realms, which I'm caught up, I think I'm caught up. Yeah, I'm caught up. Wow. I'm really caught up with the Thor, because I read issue 15. And that was the War of the Realms after effect. Is there a next issue? I hope there's a next issue. Oh no, it just leads to King Thor. Yeah, I'm guessing this is the last Thor by Jason Aaron. Regular Thor. We're gonna get a King Thor book, King mini, like a 4-issue mini story. But yeah, it's sad to see this team go, because Jason Aaron has worked on Thor for, I think, over 5 years, and seeing him end this as Thor is weird, because he's been the Thor guy. And so far, I love what he's done with Thor. I mean, a lot of people give him crap because they didn't like that they turned Jane to Thor. But here's the thing. Thor was going to come back. Jane was going to be... she was the goddess of thunder, not Thor. And Thor gave her the title, even though people say Thor is not a title. Well, in this universe, it was a title. But Jason Aaron, I got my comic signed by Jason Aaron. You know what? Whatever you do, Jason Aaron, I will help continue. I will continue to read whatever you write. Because, you know what? You've been a fantastic writer. And so far, I love what you've done with War of the Realms. I love Thor. thank you for keeping my interest for Thor. But yeah, this is the end of Thor for now. We might get another book of Thor, so you never know. 2 more books and I'm done, and it's almost an hour as well. Okay, so Venom number 17, written by Donny Cates, art by Ivan Coelho. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Absolute carnage tie-in. With Carnage on the loose, Venom must protect his son, Dylan, at all costs. But as longtime Venom maniacs know, Venom and Carnage aren't the only symbiotes loose in New York City. This is a absolute carnage event. It's a tie-in. Okay, I'm caught up too. I'm caught up in Venom as well. July 10th? Why is it? Oh, Venom. Wow, I had like a month and a half break. Venom is good. Really, if you want to jump on really now, if you want to know why Eddie Brock has a son, spoiler, but you really have to read Venom. It's really good. It really reinvents Venom, in my opinion. Base of the symbiote, made Eddie pretend he had cancer. He didn't have cancer, and he had a fake memory. And it's revealed through the book where Dylan is his son. Yeah, Eddie Brock has a physical son. And Eddie's like, symbiote, just leave me. I don't want anything to do with you. But I guess the symbiote comes back after War of the Realms. I don't know. I'm catching up. But I love what Donny Cates has done. So I'm picking this up. So yeah. In my opinion, it's a pickup, but you don't have to pick it up. But we're going to move on to the next book, which is the final book. Wonder Woman, number 77, written by G. Willow Wilson, art by Jesus Marino. And the price is $3.99. This is the description of the book. The Greek god Hephaestus forged the mythical sword called the God Killer, which its eldritch energies, the sword wielder can lay waste to armies and most notably slay even the mightiest of immortals. Meet its new owner, Cheetah, and that spells bad news for Wonder Woman. I'm slowly catching up with Wonder Woman. I think this is part 2 of a storyline. Yeah, this is part 2 of a storyline. Because I'm on issue 73, so I'm like really far behind. But I'm thinking this is getting a little bit better. Wonder Woman's getting a little bit better, but yeah, that's really all the books coming out this. You're safe, Homer. You're safe. But that's really all the books that are coming out this week. I hope you enjoy. But let me know in the comments which books you're excited for. Batman White Knight, probably Batman White Knight, and then what else? Thor 16 is ending, so I'm really excited for that. I mean, I'm excited but sad. Probably Marvel 1000 as well. This month has been a Carnage-filled week, a Batman-filled week, which is weird. But yeah, let me know in the comments which books you are excited for this Wednesday. I think I just told you which books I'm excited for. That's it. That's really about it. Probably I will get back to the news part, but I might just do a news segment, which I might film later on this week. Don't hold me to that, because I said that last time I didn't do it, but I'll try something. I'll try it. That's all I can guarantee. But yeah, follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. I post there sometimes. You could DM me. You could talk to me there. Tell me, hey, Kevin, I want to start reading this book, this character. Tell me where to go on. But yeah, that's really about it. Take care, everyone. Have a nice night. Bye-bye. Or nice morning.